anything which is, all of us like cars and all. We would love to drive very high speed cars and all. What is the most important thing in a car which helps us to drive that car very fast? It is the brake. Because there is a brake in the car, we can peacefully run the car with great speed. Brake always helps us. With this, once we go to the brake, and with that brake, there are few components for any IT projects. What is coming to us is, the cyber resilience, data integrity, and compliance is becoming a very core element, and which is very related to the brake in terms of car. Now, my first question is to Dr. Mukesh, is that how do you bring in this brake into today's transformative and digital projects, which requires a very high speed, which requires execution to be completed before it said it should complete by yesterday. People are not looking for tomorrow. People will feel that it should complete by yesterday. How do you handle it?
I really loved good afternoon everybody, Mukesh, Mehta here. I really loved your context setting of the brake. Whether it's a brake or whether it's a wings, the bird believe on the wings, or the driver believe on the brake. Okay, brakes are working, he has a full confidence in the life. And the bird doesn't believe on the tree or on the the bird believes on the wings. So similar thing is that there's a CIO and CTOs. What they are doing, they know what they are doing, and they believe the good things and all those things. The new things have come up, the cyber security, the cyber resilience, the AI ML, they are the new buzzwords and the new things happening on the board, on the everything. So as a CIO, you need to have to be the lights on 24/7 by 365. That is non-negotiable. Last few years, last 10 years, the things have changed. We started 10 years back live with the cloud, then multi-cloud, multi-operating cloud, now the AI ML. But everything we are working. But in the background now, the new thing is that we have to focus on the cyber securities. Everything requires security. Last there was one concern raised that there's a bigger that there's no security for the DevOps and all those things. Yes, which is missing on the agenda. There are 100 items in your plate. We call it as a chappan bhog and all those things in a typical culture. We have a platter of chappan bhog, but every item, every recipe, you need to have a security behind that. So that is non-negotiable, because the attackers are 10 steps, 100 steps ahead of you. Your one mistake, your one failure, you are out and done. So you need to be very clear on the security part. That's where the break comes into picture. You need to come with very thing. Whether it's AI, whether it's ML projects, whether it's a data center, whether it's your INFOSEC project, DevOps projects, telecom projects. We work on, I spent my last 25 years, 26 years on the BFSI. We work on a very high latency trading platforms. We are talking about the microseconds and the milliseconds. Now we are talking about the nanoseconds, but security still remains same. So what we plan to do is that last couple of years, I'm working on the one mantra. Use AI for security and use security for the AI. So the mantra for the leaders and all those things in the room is AI for security, security for AI. You are working on any projects, but this should be your agenda. Use AI for security, and security, you need to have security for the AI. You can't have the algo trading misbehaving because of the security issues. Similarly, you can't have a large DevOps projects going live and there's some slippage on the security part. Your infrastructure, you have a large infrastructures, you have cloud securities and all those things, the cloud ops and all those things. But if security fails, you are done. Business is expecting so many things from the CIO, from the technology. Now technology is in the 360 degree of the business. But you need to have everything there. That is where the CIO jobs become very critical and all those things. People 10 years used to say that the abbreviation of CIO, the career is over. But actually, now with the AI, ML and with the entire things, the CIO is reporting to almost to the board, and board is questioning directly to the CIO. So that is where this thing is come. Yes, we have serious challenges managing the securities part. There are 10, 20 challenges. You have to manage that. That is where you are in the leadership ring. You are in the leadership wing. One of the biggest challenge which I feel is the talent. So how do you manage the talent? How do you ensure that the retention of the talent and other things? There's a very unique saying in the world that 20, 30% people, CIOs and the people are searching for job. Then another saying is that most of the people who are searching for the job, they are not getting the jobs. While the companies are searching for the people, they are not getting the people. And the third part, then the worst part of the challenge is that the people you have, they are not good enough to manage those products. So these are the talent you have to maintain and manage very efficiently. You gave them learning things, manage them very mandatorily or religiously or learning for every individual in your team, and that is where you will manage the things very effectively. I'll come back to you on the other things. Let other panels also have their views. If something is missing or something I missed, I would love to have others.
Fantastic. Because Mukesh, you come from the healthcare industry, which is compliance industry and all, and this is a fantastic perspective you have provided. Now I will change the gear. I'll change the gear to that we are very accustomed with the reactive defense system. So my question is, to the panel, I'll ask you, Tathagata, over here. Tathagata is part of a company which is, he's the director and co-founder of Zettawise Consulting, and I know Tathagata for last 2 decades. So from proactive, how do I get into a reactive defense system? In a reactive defense system, it is very important that what is the break point for my infrastructure? Can I have a mechanism to identify the break point of my infrastructure? I have got, these are the top 10 security products. I bought it from A, B, C, best of the breed security companies and all. And I want to identify what is the break point for my security infrastructure. Can you identify and do such thing and go ahead? And because I know that you are working with a lot of government projects and all, power sectors, defense, and working with drones and all. And I want to hear that perspective from you.
Thank you, Partha, for asking such a relevant question, and it's very close to my heart. Before I respond to your question, I'd like to extend my thanks to ABP for giving me an opportunity to share my thought process. Yes, I think what you are asking, what would be the survival strategy in today's ever-changing scenario. So I'll go by the basic that survival of the fittest. But how will you fit in the ever-changing scenario? So we just need to change our approach. In today's security scenario, we all are focusing more and more on visibility. How you can increase your visibility. So I think we need to change our approach from visibility to observability. When we talk about visibility through SOC and any other means, we have predefined matrices. And the data collecting points are based on all those matrices which actually follow the legacy of PDCA cycle. You plan something based on your past experiences, you collect all the data, you analyze and you develop your strategy. But if you just slightly change it from visibility to observability, then it will be a dynamic scenario. You will be more proactive, not only proactive, you will be investigative, and that follows the core rule which we all know that our defense forces, the air forces follow, that is ODA loop. You observe, you orient, then you decide and act. The key